Hold on.
Uh-oh.
We live already. You already know what time it is. It is the Firm Pressure Podcast. Have you been tuning in lately? Have you been in on these conversations? Have you been getting angry at some of the things we've been saying? How you been feeling out there? You know what I'm saying? Have you been attacking your day? Have you been a secret hater out there? Huh? Sitting around the corner smiling in people's faces all the while you competing with them secretly, huh? Have other people been coming at you and just when they could have said a kind word, they just chose not to, and you just like, you know what? If it wasn't for the righteousness, if it wasn't for fellowshipping with those that are like-minded, I might go off. Some of us have been experiencing real pressure in life. And in that pressure, even though they say pressure busts pipes, we already know that it takes a whole lot of pressure to make something valuable. It's not what you go through, it's how you come out. And sometimes we just don't give ourselves the same credit today for the journey. You know what? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get straight to the show. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, everybody. Tell somebody, tell a friend, tell somebody that we are on live and we getting ready to get into something really deep. Well, I don't know where we're going. ULISES, where we going today?
Tonight's topic of conversation, people. FLAVIUS said diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough.
It's going to be a good conversation. It's going to be a deep conversation. It's going to be a much needed eye-opening conversation because the people need to know this one thing. We say diamond in the rough, but is it what you think it really means? Diamond in the rough. Y'all know what it is.
That's right. Follow the show. Go to the F.I.R.M 365 24/7 on Facebook and on YouTube. The F.I.R.M 365 24/7 is excluded, so it's just the F.I.R.M 365. But we getting ready to start a new show. You know what I'm saying? We reaching out to new people, new communities, new fans, new followers, new fellowships are ahead of us. So make sure that you follow on the page. Tell somebody to hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Whether you see us on YouTube, Facebook, make sure you hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that. What's that? Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And that notification bell so you can get to hearing my favorite co-host, lovely voice and words of wisdom. I know y'all be tuning into it all the time. I do too. I really appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit that like button, share, and comment. ULISES, man. How you doing?
What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well tonight. As FLAVIUS just said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that heart button and that share button, especially that share button, y'all. Let the people know that we are live. Let your mamas, let your cousins and aunties and uncles and BFFs, let all of them know that we are live, we are in color, and we are talking about diamond in the rough.
Nah, we ain't talking about that. The question I had asked before you greeted the people so gracefully, you know what I'm saying, and graciously, is how are you doing, my brother?
I'm feeling rough.
Are you?
I'm feeling like a diamond in the rough.
What you over there going through, brother?
I'm feeling like a diamond in the rough, bro. It's been a beautiful week, man. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you. No, you know what? I can't even tell you guys right now.
What?
I can't even tell you guys right now.
What?
But listen, what? But listen, you guys. No. In all actually, man, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing good, bro.
Okay.
Just I am a little hyped about tonight's topic of conversation. But
Yeah.
bro, I'm doing good, man. Life is good, man. Just we work wise, we got some big things coming down the pipeline starting next week.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a test.
Mm.
It's gonna be a test for my work kids. I call them my work kids. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a big test for them next week, man. So I'm anticipating good things out of them. We spent the last 3 weeks training them to be the best that they can be.
Best of the best of the best.
Company, you know what I mean? So we'll see how all that turns out, man. So so it's basically all eyes,
including yours.
All
He's watching
on this project.
Better be on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? This is not no time to slip. A game only.
Come on, sir. You already know. So it's so we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. So I'm confident, but you're it's that anticipating. The anticipation is what kills me. You know what I mean? So but
get to it.
But definitely took today and gonna take tomorrow to kind of just relax, chill.
Okay.
I've been watching some movies, getting my mind right about some other things, man.
Okay. Anything good?
Oh man, yes.
Don't be ashamed, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on. What you watch?
Man,
The Notebook. No, I was playing. Okay.
I watched a little bit of Spider-Verse, the new one that came out.
Okay. Okay. You was in the verse with it.
Yeah. Just trying to play catch up on some of these animation movies, man.
Okay.
I watched Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't sat through that one yet.
I'm sitting there watching, these animated movies with my Oreos and my my Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
We still need a sponsor, you guys. Still need a sponsor. But anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But man, but I'm good, my brother. How are you doing? So,
I'm doing, the same. I love a challenge. My life is challenging right now. I got a lot of challenges ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm up for the challenge. If I haven't said challenge enough time.
You did it. Not enough.
You know what, man? I'm just like, how old do you have to be to have fun with life? How 54. Old? Like, at what age is it okay for you to just do you?
54.
50. Nah, man. I ain't gonna make it. Help me, bro. I ain't gonna make it. I got 2-3 more years at least. But but you know what I'm saying? I feel like, once you get, 40, 50 years in, like you said, it's kind of like, whose permission are you waiting on to have your way with life? You can present yourself to so many different people. Imagine how many people have just shown up in your life. You didn't get the chance to subscribe to the type of person they are. You didn't get the chance. You don't always get the chance to pick who shows up in your life. And it's like, if there's no judgment on the people who you are introduced to, then how could there be judgment on how you are introduced, how you introduce yourself to others? And so, in 2024, I have probably done more acting and having a good time just with life, man. And, understanding what's important, understanding, what I'm saying, the camaraderie of life and work and, participation and people's making yourself available every now and then. Just saying something crazy, because everybody who really knows me probably has a story nobody else has heard of me saying some wild thing to them. And they're just, if they were all in the room together, they would all have stories to tell. So I just feel like at some point you have to mature. Maybe it's not an age. Maybe it's not a number. You know what I'm saying? They say age is not a number. Maybe it's a certain level of maturity that you can reach where you can kind of have your way as long as you ain't hurting nobody.
Ooh.
Present yourself. Maybe I want to be not the Samaritan that walks by. Maybe I want to be the guy that needs the Samaritan's help. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, the guy that was on the boat hearing the word of the Lord launching out. Maybe I want to be the guy that was helping him hold the net before it broke. Remember that time when Jesus had popped in on some brothers in a room, and he was in the room and they didn't even know who he was? He just popped in, and then there was some guys that he was walking down the road with him, and they didn't even know. They was like, man, you ain't heard what happened? Man, you so lame, man. Everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? They just crucified the Messiah, man. And he back there like, you know, I just feel like if the Son of God can do it, then at some point there's a level of maturity where you can present yourself. You're not always on the disadvantage or the receiving aspect or the uncontrollable part of life. The one thing I've learned from you, bro, is you can't control everybody, but you can control yourself. Anyways, that leads to a point of the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes along the way, it may be somebody in your life. It may be somebody you know. It may be somebody that's a stranger. But over time, the beauty of living is that your value increases. And the only time that anybody's chastisement or rebuking you or name calling or backbite, you know what I'm saying, hatred on you, the only time that it really matters is when you really don't live up to the experiences, when you really can't show your value. It causes insecurities. It causes a conversation that we're going to have tonight about the beauty of the diamond in the rough. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, we ready. Welcome everybody to the F.I.R.M with a little bit of pressure on it. A little bit of pressure. The F.I.R.M Pressure Podcast. What up, what up, what up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Let's get it. Welcome to the F.I.R.M.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Set your schedule for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Saturday nights live for a time that's one of a kind.
Woo-wee. There's nothing off the table, no trolling. We go from politics to religion to relationships to whether or not you like crunchy or soft tacos.
Woo! Forget about a love language. What about your love level?
Oh man, we excited for this one.
On all social media platforms.
So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Fellowship in a righteous manner. That's the banner.
With your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses.
We roll at 6 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
What up, what up, what up, and welcome, world, to the F.I.R.M Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get it twisted. That F.I.R.M stands for fellowship in a righteous manner. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be that way all day, every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. Whenever we come to you live, you can catch the show during or after, but we in this thing.
That's
Listen,
right,
man. Where you want to start?
Where do I want to start? Where can we start? Diamond in the rough. Like, you know, if you live life long enough, you've heard this phrase before.
True.
A diamond in the rough. What does that mean? It means that you find a jewel, you find something of value, something of worth in the rough times that you go through, the rough situations that you've been in. A diamond in the rough. And what does that look like to you as the viewer, as the listener? when you think of diamond in the rough, what does that mean to you, right? Because if I look back at my life, Flav, and I think of diamond in the rough,
Personally,
I'm looking at it from a not necessarily like, oh man, like look at what I've been through, right?
yeah.
But it's when you sift through the dirt, it's when you dig through the rough part of stuff, is where I have found my confidence
Mm.
in certain things.
During or on the other side, as a result of or during. How was it during?
During was rough. During was rough,
But
right?
I had some days, man, where I had to be like, I done walked past too many mirrors in my house, and I had to tell myself, "Yo, man, be a man. Come on now, get it together." So I'm
What's
in
wrong
here
with
like,
you?
why? In real life, you know what I'm saying?
No, no,
Wondering why I'm going through this when I know God could change so much.
yeah, no, but it's usually, but like because like the idea of finding a diamond in the rough
Mhm.
is usually during the digging is or during the trial or during the whatever
Yeah.
is when God tends to reveal stuff to you.
Yeah.
Now you for the most part, I don't get it to after the fact,
Hey,
right?
you ever was like try to get whatever God was trying to say to you like quickly so that you could wrap up this whole all right, I got it. I promise I got it. Next week we cutting this off, right? You cut.
We good. I mean, we good, right? We good.
Yeah, I got it.
I passed the
I'm
test,
telling it to everybody. The revelation is
bro. I'm guilty of that. Like there many days I would call Flav. I got it, bro. This is what and then I'm like super excited. I'm like, man, this is dope.
memorizing the revelation.
And then, bro, like the rough part still goes for like another few weeks, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because now what God reveals, He wants you to practice it,
Oh man.
and that's for me. That's the worst part, man. Oh, man, I got this great revelation on forgiveness.
Yeah.
You want me to do what, Lord? You want me to? Oh, now? Oh, oh, man.
You be going, I mean, it be smooth sailing until they try it or make you feel like, because sometimes you'll go to God, you know what I mean, and He'll give you a word. And it's like that word works while things are cool, while things are peaceful, why ain't nobody rubbing you wrong, you know what I'm saying? Why they not doing the things they normally was doing in the past. But you're like, you're walking away from God or with something they don't even deserve. So it's almost like this whole week, your gauge of if things been good, been like, all right, I'm giving you something you don't deserve, and you acting all right. You know what I'm saying, Monday? Here comes Saturday. Back at
Man.
it, going through some.
No, it's tough. It's tough. But again, I pose a question out to you guys as a viewer, and please answer. Let's engage in this conversation.
All right.
What does diamond in the rough mean to you? You
Have you
know,
felt like you've been in a rough place?
and if you have, what diamond did you recognize or did you find that was of value to you? You
Huh.
know, because here's the other thing that I was thinking about what as I was like just mentally preparing for the show is how many different types of diamonds are there?
See, that's the problem. Y'all always be asking these questions that can't nobody answer, and we can't get to the bottom of the revelation. You know what I'm saying? Who knows how many diamonds are out there?
My bad.
You're a diamond.
My,
And I've seen you treated roughly, handled without gentleness, inconsiderate of your calling, inconsiderate of the examples of goodness versus any examples to the contrary. You know, even though the Bible says, don't let your good be evil spoken of, and it is mature to watch your reputation. At the same time, just because your rough place was not being appreciated, somebody else's rough place could be something totally different. So it's like, how many diamonds could there possibly be?
So I guess the question would be.
I don't know. It could be
So
so
I
many.
guess the question would be is how do you view a diamond in the rough, right?
Value. How do you appraise your diamonds of life? Like, based off of what?
Based off of what? Because if if you're a diamond, right?
Yeah.
If you're a diamond and I come to the store and I want to buy me a Flavius.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this diamond based off of what? Based off of my knowledge of the diamond, based off of my experience with diamonds. You know,
in comparison to other diamonds you done ran into.
And that's the biggest thing that we're dealing with is the comparison aspect, and that's exactly what I was getting. That's exactly what I was getting ready to do.
Okay, let's get into that.
Because we see it, you know, when it comes to wedding rings, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, the first thing that somebody looks at is somebody's finger. Oh, that's a bright diamond. That's a big diamond. And so, like, oh man,
you must be happy.
Your husband must make some good, you know, cha-ching, or your husband must really love you because look at that rock. Look at the size of that rock. And then you have somebody else whose rock is not as big, who might feel some type of way, but they also might know, like, hey, this is the best that we can afford, but I love this type of rock. I love this type of diamond, but the comparison aspect kills the value of what you have.
And that's why so many Christian brothers and sisters out there wearing all this fake jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You've seen them in the church, ladies. They in there bling blinded. You know what I'm saying? You done seen them at the after hour spots or whatever the case may be. They got a whole lot of jewelry on. But if you notice, a lot of times people who really invest their money with some sort of introspect about gems and diamonds and things, they wear smaller chains. Sometimes the most precious diamonds are the rarest. So you can't get them in bulk. You can't get a whole, you know what I'm saying, without something in there not being in 2024 chemically induced. I'll just say that. But anyway, grown in the lab to sparkle, you know what I'm saying? But we used to say fake it till you make it back in the day, but today it's like some of the more valuable or some of the signs, one of the biggest signs in value when it comes to diamonds is that it's in rare. You remember that movie that Adam Sandler just did a while back? It was called Some Gems or something like that. Or
was it a basketball movie?
Nah, it was the one he did that it was about him being a jeweler. I'll look it up. Those of y'all I'm saying that really, you know what I'm saying, if you Adam Sandler loving, you know what I'm saying, put it in the comment section what movie I'm talking about. But it was about gems. He was a jeweler, and he had been waiting for this stone that was precious. It was so precious that it was priceless. And the part of the biggest plots of the movie is him trying to get it back and the value of it. And it happened to be so rare. One of I think Kevin Garnett was in the movie, and he came there and they showed it to him, man. He was looking into it. They was like, when you look into this, you can almost see the universe type of how the lights and all that dances in the stone. But either way, like, he wanted to use it for good luck. I'm gonna score a certain amount of points with this. it was in comparison to other things that he thought was good luck. Saying that to say that sometimes the diamonds or the precious things that we pull out of certain situations are not necessarily the right ones in comparison. Going back to the statement, because it's how are you appraising it? Y'all heard what Ulysses just said? It was two different situations, but it's what is the metric for how a person is appraising a diamond? You're saying you're a diamond and you're valuable and you're one of a kind and you've gone through hell and high water and you're valuable for what reason?
Yo,
Is it just you saying stamping yourself or is it evident? Go ahead.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard this statement, and you guys in the comment section, please tell me if y'all have heard this before, Flav. You know, you're in a relationship, and you're ending a relationship, and one of the most common things that somebody will say is what? You done messed up. I'm a real one. I'm valuable. I'm one of a kind. You done lost the valuable. I mean, I am a gem. I mean, they just go all in
Yeah.
on how you just done lost something so rare that you will regret that decision.
And oftentimes it's not based off of the diamonds that you've encountered. It's based off of what they think are diamonds in other women. None of my friends are like me, and you deserve somebody like one of them because somebody like me is
And
like
ladies,
they're comparing themselves to other women and what other women do or don't do, thinking that that's the difference in value.
yeah.
But it's who's appraising, you know what I'm saying? And what's the standard?
And ladies, I'm sure y'all heard the same thing from guys, right? Like, oh, girl, you done messed up. I'm a good man. I'm a rare guy. I mean, I'm very I mean, you know, they want to shout out their fake resume as loud as possible to let you know that you done messed up this opportunity, right? But back to Flavius's point, like the diamond in the rough is always based on how I view myself, my value, my worth, what I believe how rare I might be. Or you can have people that you're surrounded by who is telling you these things.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling you that you're valuable. They're telling you that you're rare, that you're special. Not to just let yourself be out there with everybody, any and everybody, because not everybody and anybody deserve your time, your attention.
Yeah. Facts.
So what is it that they're seeing in you that you can't see in yourself?
Man, it's like in 2024, man, what a lot of us are running into is people who it's like somebody who owns an Airbnb. You know, they own the property, it's theirs, but they don't want to live there, or they have different interests as far as they want to use it for money, whatever the case may be. But it's theirs. They have a certain obligation to spin a narrative in a way that ultimately supplies what you are looking for, but definitely supplies what they need. It may not have everything that you need, but it'll definitely not have anything that I'm not looking for, the person that owns it. So when you come in, they may tell you that it's great amenities, you know, it's lavish, it's fully furnished, it's whatever the features are of it. And when you get there, there are too many people. There are too many memes, too many hilarious social media posts on Instagram or TikTok where you can find people who go to Airbnbs and they are I just saw one where a woman came from behind a bookshelf. And the guy was like, "What are you doing here?" Like, she was like, "What do you mean? It's my house." He was like, "Yeah, but I rented this Airbnb for me and my family. Nobody's supposed to be here, let alone you hiding behind a bookshelf in a hidden room coming out because you got hungry." But there are certain things that people hide from their truth because they're more focused on their needs. And too many of us have been in churches where we've been told over and over that God supplies our needs. So why are we wrestling and changing the narrative and spinning the narrative and trying to create this fantasy world that disappoints people that you keep running into? A lot of times, some of the best advice that you hear when you're approaching something is don't talk so much about you. I remember when Ulysses told me this before, y'all, and I didn't even know this scripture was in the Bible. But he was like, you're supposed to let others speak good of you or speak on. Ain't that how it goes?
Yeah, it's somewhere. Yeah, let others speak good of you. That way.
Yeah. Instead of you talking about all the good of yourself, let others do it. And the reason why so many people are talking so much good about themselves, even though they're broken, hurt, need healing, are on the rebound, are vulnerable, susceptible. When you're emotionally imbalanced, you're susceptible to manipulation. It's not rocket science. It's you're approaching things and forgetting what the elders told us or what older people have told us. Stop talking so much. Be slow to speak. Be swift to hear. And a lot of times, on the other side of a disappointment, we talk about all the things that were confirmed to us because we saw it or we heard it. I knew it. I knew they would say that about me. I knew they was over there talking behind my back. I already knew. You ain't even got to tell me. You heard it. But if you got itching ears only are listening for its own satisfaction. Why do we scratch anything? Nobody feels what that feels like when you're scratching the itch, but you. I remember when I was a kid, I used to twist pencils in my ears or whatever just to feel that little tickle. But it's just a personal satisfaction to try to relieve some irritation. And most of our biggest irritations have to do with relationships nowadays.
Yeah.
And the results of them. How we come out is just as valuable of a conversation than how we get out. Just because you got out one way, that may not be the end all be all to the story of you getting out, because it can be a timetable. Last year, 3 months ago on this date, I left, I got free, it was over. But you can go a year or two before it's actually over for you.
Yeah.
Before it's out of your system. And the value that some of us are telling people about ourselves, it does nothing to comfort us when a person really doesn't appreciate the value we actually do have. You could tell yourself that you're a great guy all day long. You know what I'm saying? Fellas out there, listen here, man. You could make yourself like an angel in the eyes of a strange woman.
Yeah.
She's looking for everything different. And statistically, experience will show, you already know what most women are out here dealing with. And instead of coming to her authentic, instead of curving all the ones that really, it ain't got nothing to do with attraction. It may just be you choosing to have a friendship with this person. You choosing to keep this mutual with this person. But at the same time, you over here presenting yourself like the answers to every woman's equation. when the truth is, how dare you say that you serve God and you're telling her that you have all her answers? You're supposed to be telling her that God got all of her answers. And he don't always got to say it through you. God's word ain't always got to come through your mouth or somebody else's mouth or my mouth.
Right.
Bro, fellas, if you know that's what you're dealing with, if you really believe the Bible in the last days, things are supposed to get worse. It's supposed to get crazy. Then people in a crazy environment need to hear more about him. And a lot of times that's the silent part of the appraisal that other people can't appreciate, because you done told them you're this, you're that. I'm punctual, I'm romantic, I'm on time, I'm committed only to you. I ain't got, I only have eyes for you. And you
Come
out
on.
there romancing them and everything, but at the same time, you know in your heart of hearts that if she dare call you a liar, it won't matter what type of alpha man she think you are, all that player and you being her answer, none of that, all of that facade was shattered if she questioned and call you a liar. If she used something that you told her in secret against you, if you, all of the facade comes crumbling down and you respond to the thing that's really the diamond. It's almost like you can forgive her for calling you out your name better than you can forgive her for saying that you ain't never gonna change. You just like the last dude I went with. Oh, now you cussing out. Now you talking crazy. Now, yeah. Now you ain't doing all the things that you said and promised and advertised you were in the beginning.
That's powerful, man.
The conversation at the approach matters.
That's powerful, man. Because here's and the comment section was live as he was talking, man. But here's
okay. I saw you down there.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Tell you what they want to hear.
When you're dealing with diamonds, what happens when somebody finds a diamond that's been cracked, that's damaged? The value of that diamond depreciates. For those who don't know, once you buy a diamond from the store, it's almost like buying a car. Once you leave the lot, the value depreciates. The value depreciates. But when you're dealing with somebody who's promoting themselves, male, female, it don't even matter. When you're dealing with somebody who is promoting themselves, they are trying to cover the flaws of the diamond that they hold. Right?
A flawless diamond is definitely more valuable than one with flaws.
So why wouldn't I come to a complete stranger and tell them everything that they want to hear? Hey girl, hey girl. So tell me what it is you're looking for. I'm looking for a man that is honest, that is faithful, that is sincere, that just loves.
Man, listen, man. How would you remember I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah.
From back in the day.
An old movie, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. There was a woman in that movie. There was a depiction of a lady in the movie. And she, you know what I'm saying, was very attractive. And Keenan Ivory Wayne's character went back to her place. And they got to talking, and whatever he said to her made her let her guards down.
Right.
It made her feel comfortable with what you just said, just laying it all out there. She started with the eyelashes. Then she went to the contacts. Then she popped her hair off. One of her legs was popped off. It wasn't there. She pulled her little cups out. You'll see her boobs was gone. It's like sometimes it ain't worth it.
It's not what it seems. It's not what it seems, man.
Sometimes it don't be. You don't want everybody to just let it all out. You like just baby step me into this thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't just tell me how.
But here's
because people start judging if you've taken long enough to heal.
No, that's and that right there. Save that thought right there.
Okay.
But when you're dealing with people who basically they're a salesman, right? They have to overvalue what it is that they're selling.
Yeah.
And the only way to combat a salesman or someone who's trying to overvalue is to know what you're talking about. You have to know what you are talking about. You have to know the value of the very thing that you are looking for, right? Because it's easy to say, I want somebody who's X, Y, and Z. That's easy. Mm-hmm. And it's easy for anybody to act and play the part.
True. Facts.
To be that diamond that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy, right? Because listen, all I gotta
search.
All I gotta do, bro, is ask a person, what is it you're looking for? Because I'm coming at you genuine.
Ain't that like today? That's like the first week. They tell you everything they're looking for.
So and it's not, especially in this
wolves out there like, yes, tell me more.
Especially in this day and age of dating, like people are quick to tell you what they want.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. And it's easy to play that part. Mm-hmm. Girl, I'm honest. Girl, you love the Lord? I love the Lord too. I haven't been to church in 17 years, but I love the Lord. We have a great, me and the Lord have a great relationship. But the one thing that you must do to avoid overestimating the diamond that you're about to invest yourself in is you have to be able to be patient with the process. Patience will dime anybody out. Straight up. If you are patient, they will tell that diamond that you're looking at will eventually tell on itself. Because I've met some people that they whether it be a ring, whether it be earrings, or whether it be a nose. I mean, man, that's a nice earring you got. Yeah, it's fake. I can't even take a shower with it. If not, my ear's gonna turn green. My neck is gonna turn green if I take a shower with it. It's fake. But you can't tell initially. But you can tell eventually. You can tell eventually. The issue becomes when you just dive into just because it looks good. And this is somebody
people just looking for somebody that look good.
Hey, and this is somebody from experience, right?
Some people are just looking for an attractive person,
bro.
And that's the base. That's it. That's the standard. Are you attractive? I'll let you A, take me through a relationship that ends in cheating, or B, build a family and let it split apart, or C, have some midnight rendezvous, or D, all the above. It's up to you. But it's like sometimes that's the standard of appraisal. Oh, this look pretty. What do they say? A diamond is a girl's best friend. Mm-hmm. If jewelry or diamonds didn't look good, there wouldn't be so much of it that's fake. You say nobody wants to kiss an ugly person. Yes, they do. And I done kissed some ugly ducklings out there.
Yes.
And they might be watching the show silently.
Kiss the frog. Turn him into
and I might be the frog in some woman's life today. But that's
the problem. That's the problem right there.
Huh?
I'm telling you what's the problem.
What's the problem?
The frog turned into something that the princess actually needed. The issue becomes I'm looking at this guy or this girl, right? And they're not, that diamond that they have physically is not attractive to me. It's like, I mean, look at the shape of it. I mean, it's not.
How did your last relationship end? Oh yeah. Oh, that was you? I could never.
Mind you, when you about to kiss
the chat said Maria said you had to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince.
Yeah, let me tell you something about them frogs though.
And then your prince turned into a frog. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all, when all you doing is looking for something at the surface, a prince after you kiss it will become a frog. A frog may never become a prince. And that's the tragedy, folks. You know what I'm saying? That's the heartbreak going on in the world today. You know what I mean? What you say?
The chat says attractions are more important, but not everything. Not necessarily true. It takes more than looks. It's the whole package.
But you don't speak for everybody. For some people, that's all it is. For some people, you just got to have some money. More money than them. Enough for them not to go to work or to work when they choose. You know what I'm saying? You need to make enough money so that if I ever go to work and get rubbed wrong, hated on, go through some type of adversity, I could just be like, you know what? I ain't got to deal with this. My man got me. He told me to stop coming up here because I already told him about you and them, you know what I'm saying? And you too. However, whatever the case may be, Frog might be a good kisser. You know what I'm saying? Frog got it, you know what I'm saying? Got a tongue on him too. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna go there. But either way, I mean, you know, lip dimensions matter. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it's never, nobody ever walks away from the next relationship talking about how somebody called them ugly. Nobody ever leaves a relationship talking about, man, that person was ugly. They usually talk about the jewelry. They usually talk about the treasure or the lack thereof. The Bible says that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And a lot of us have picked up treasures along the way that have more sentimental value than actual value. And these heirlooms, these wisdoms, these keys that you done picked up along the way that you can't open no doors with, you're substituting them for the keys that you actually have been given. And one of the most surprising things about people is how little they value what God has put in them versus what they can prove they are. And more people spend more time trying to prove that they're a good man or a good woman than a good child of God. When at the end of the day, it's because the charge of, like, we're rebuking them, we're giving them righteous anger, calling them out for what they're doing on the grounds that we are the righteous, on the grounds that you don't treat, you touch not my prophet and do all them no harm. You know what he said. Woe unto you.
There you go.
It'd be better for you to, you know what the Bible say. Yeah. All these different things that we remember or retain when people really start to trample on the pearls that God has given us. And the Bible talks about you don't cast your pearls before swine. What are pearls? Another representation of something that gains value after pressure. Diamonds gain value after pressure. These things that are true about you that have remained. You wasn't always a truthful person. You was a liar. You wasn't always
Yep.
trustworthy. You did
You did
steal a
dirt.
couple of things
You,
here and there.
you done
You
cheated.
weren't always had the best level of integrity, because if there was no witnesses, you would do a crime. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the heartache. Blame it on the dysfunction or the anxiety. I don't know what people blame it on these days. Sometimes you could just blame it on the vacation. But either way, and this goes on inside and out the church. Don't, it's we gotta get past the point where people in the church ain't intermingling. You know what I'm saying? It's a community for sure. Whether you do it there, we all in the same community of believers. So a lot of us, if our real value, our real diamond is of God, from God, then why are we only valuing the diamonds that you have to go and discover versus one that has been created? God created the diamond. He created the stone. Men and women go look for it and call it precious. And if God made you the diamond, what are you looking for? Why are you so shocked so many people are looking for you? The truth is, you may not be able to stop those that are in search of a real diamond, because God created you as one. And all you have to be is who He made you. But instead, you're out here trying to fit in with the other diamonds. It looks funny when a guy walks through the mall and he got one little earring and one big one. Ah, yeah, this one, you know what I'm saying? I got this one early, but when I got my real money, got that. Usually you get earrings that match. usually, you know what I'm saying? Women ain't walking around with one little bitty hoop and a huge hoop. You know what I'm saying? These days, that's not the norm. Things usually match when they come in a pair. And if you're trying to pair with somebody, you're trying to look for a significant other, then why is your identity as something preciously created by God the last thing that you bring to the table? If it's valid enough to judge them at the end and say, God took them out of my life, thank God. If that's valid based on the fact that you are the righteous, it's just as valid that you shouldn't be telling people that you're, the coolest guy, the finest woman. Back in my day, back in the day, you could just be yourself, knowing that more people are looking for you than you need to be searching. And instead of spending your time or wasting your time searching, you should really, that approach, listen, watch. Sometimes what you're seeing is how it's going to be. Yeah, that person going to do you wrong. Yeah, that person going to betray you. Yeah, that person, if you just listen to the story, they telling you about how many people they betrayed before they met you. They telling you about how many people they cheated on before they got to you. They telling you how many people that they did dirty before they got to you. Maybe this ain't the time to be trying to convince this person of your worth. Maybe it's time that others showed you theirs.
Or beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Women, I mean, y'all out here high praising yourselves. I can't even say appraisal. High praise. Women give you, this woman over here is trash, and y'all will still give that woman high praise. Got the nerve to want to hook up a good man that that's a friend of yours from work or in your life or something. You want to hook him up with this woman that ain't no good for him. But he just ain't good enough for you. So you're going to hook him up with your homegirl so she ain't lonely. But you throwing him in here and it's unbalanced, and everybody's wondering why we can't get our footing. But it's because the value isn't based off of a gold standard or a diamond standard or American standard. It's really supposed to be valued on God's standard. And if the Bible says, even when a flood comes in, when the enemy comes in like a flood, he'll raise up a standard against them. If you are the standard that he's raising up, if you are the valuable thing being raised up, how many times are you going to allow somebody to take you down a road, down the alley or valley, that you come out dirty and you have to tell everybody that you're a diamond? And people are like, yeah, I see that you're a diamond, but there is some dirt on you.
It's not glowing. It's not glowing.
And instead of you just saying, hey, help me polish off so we can, you over here like, let me explain what I've been through to get to this dirt and all this dirt. This dirt is a part of me. This dirt can't come off of me. This dirt is a part of my story. Accept the dirt on me. If you knew what I was beyond the dirt, then, but even God got you, he laughing in heaven like, what was man crafted after? The dirt of the dust of the earth. And you over here talking about the dirt is who I am. The flesh ain't who you are.
But you know, bro,
your weight, it's out of shell ain't you. It's what's on the inside. It's the diamond. Go ahead.
But you know what, bro, man? I think here's a hard truth that we all must really come to grips with. That not everybody's a diamond. Not everybody has worth. Right?
And all the diamonds out there, he's not talking to you. Sometimes you need to have an inclusive mindset instead of an outside mindset. He's talking to you diamonds. Everybody ain't one of you.
And that has to be a mindset that has to shift. Because when you are dealing with, first and foremost, when you're dealing with yourself, you have to be, and I think Maria said earlier, like we need to become better appraisers. And so we think of appraisers as a professional who comes in and appraises the value of what they have in their hand, about the diamond that's given to them. But we need to be better appraisers of ourselves.
Facts.
If you want to heal properly, you have to be honest with you. I had to be honest with me, man. It came to a place where it was like, I need to value myself first. Man. Because Flavius will tell me, my parents will tell me, my sister will be like, man, you a good man. Why this? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I never saw my own value.
Yeah.
I sold myself short of my value because I would be like, well, nobody's perfect. Well, this, well, that. I was justifying and making excuses of other people's behavior because I wasn't perfect. But God never values you based off of your idea of what perfection is.
Okay.
God, if he is the appraiser, if he's the one who made the stone, if he's the one who made you as the diamond, what is God saying about you? And if you don't know what God is saying about you, then take the time to listen and find out.
Man, I'm thinking about listening to what you're saying. It's like being a precious diamond found at a yard sale. And at this yard sale, you should be just finding regular price stuff. But if you were to find something precious at a yard sale and be like, oh my God, I don't even know what these people know what they got over here. Do they know? Whether you inform them or whatever the case of the conversation of exchange, you're still going to walk out paying less for something super precious that in the right environment, at the store, in the somewhere else, it would have sold for what it's worth. And a lot of us are living yard sale lifestyles, hoping that somebody that recognizes our value or your value will show up and give you what you deserve. Be willing to pay the price. Be willing to sacrifice and be proud of you because they know how valuable you are. But we live in this yard sale lifestyle. We're putting ourselves in these locations where it doesn't matter if somebody notices you or not. They're getting you cheap. It costs them nothing to get you, is what I'm trying to say, bro. They don't have to change. They don't have to be something of equal value. They don't have to be better than your last ex that you called a headache. They getting you cheap. They tell you, I know you're a good man. Oh, I know you a wonderful woman. But girl, you done brought me closer to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I mean, God got a relationship, but to have a partner that believes in him, like, you know what I'm saying, that's your end all be all. He's my end all be all. Like, that makes a difference here. You bringing me closer. That's what happened to my dad. He stumbled away. My mother was the one that brought him back with her devotion.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times what we're doing is who you're waiting on may show up. But are they getting you cheap? Is it costing them nothing?
I like what you're saying because it reminds me of, and I'm definitely telling my age, right? I'm definitely telling my age.
Go ahead.
But the show was, and I don't know if it's even on TV anymore, but it's called the Antique Roadshow, where people will come in with random stuff. Found this at a yard sale. Found this over here, and they would and the professional will come in. Somebody with knowledge, a professional come and be like, "Man, this is worth $50,000."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so it's like, and everybody's like, "Oh, what?" Like surprise, shock, the whole night. These people are
can't believe it.
They done made money literally in 5 minutes. A value that they had in possession for years.
Yeah,
that they had no idea of. And so it reminds me of a relationship, man, where this person, when it came to accountability, this person tried to tell me the reason why I lied in this relationship was because you were calling accountability, but I saw it as control. Two different perceptions.
Can't even be accountable no more.
Can't even be like this person pretty much
used to be a good thing.
This person
we used to dread accountability.
Look, this person pretty much said, I lied in the relationship because you was holding me accountable.
That was their reason for lying.
That was their reason for lying. And so it's like the value of
you wanted to know the truth, so I had to lie. What else?
It's crazy.
What else could I do?
I mean, you holding me accountable? That's crazy. Who does that these days? What? This is 2024. What are you talking about here?
Yeah. But what I do matters. How dare you?
but the value that somebody places in accountability matters. Because if they see it as you being controlling, if they see it as ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do, or ain't nobody gonna blah blah blah,
Yeah.
then they hold what you're doing as to no value. Even though the truth is that what they hold in their hand is worth more than they know. But they're not concerned about that. What they're concerned about is themselves. What they're concerned about is selfishness. What they're concerned about has nothing to do with being in a healthy situation, a healthy environment, a healthy relationship. What it boils down to when you take a step back and you're looking at the bigger scope of what it is that you have in your hand. Do you see yourself the way God does? Do you see? Because the moment you begin to love you, as you begin to see the way that God loves you, and you begin to love you, then you will know, as Flavius said earlier, that standard, you will know what that really looks like.
Man. You know, I think one thing that people could do for themselves in 2024 is get comfortable with their flaws. Like accept yourself, man. Like, who's perfect? And who are you trying to convince? You know what I'm saying? And what I just said, I'm sure you said that or felt that or thought that to somebody. You can probably picture the dude that you was like, who are you trying to convince? Or the woman, and you're like, girl, who are you trying to convince? Like, I see what's going on here, but the fact is that we are not comfortable in our own skin. We're not comfortable the way that we are presented. When you look up what the meaning of a diamond in the rough is, it's a person of exceptional character, a great person, a great woman. She's a great woman, great guy, great guy. Trying to be perfect is so exhausting. I'm telling you, just tell the truth. Say it for the people in the back. Wake up, man.
Oh,
It's exhausting.
Exhausting.
And most of us need a nap. Thankfully, I live in Naptown, Indianapolis, Indiana, so I'm already good. So, so you know what I'm saying? Now that I'm up, now that I'm woke, you know what I'm saying? 2024, it's a person of exceptional character or potential. How many people have you ran into that are exceptional? They've been working on their character is almost as valuable as having good character. Or they have the potential, you know. My boy Ulysses, you know what I'm saying? I crack jokes on him because he recognizes potential. And I'll be like, bro, you crazy.
I do.
It's time for a new prescription. Cause run. What I'm seeing is, and that's based off of my appraisal of the crazy people that I've been through. That's a trigger. A woman going crazy for no reason is a trigger for me. And when I see him going through that, I'm like, I already know what that's going to end. You're going to end up running a year or two from now anyways. You might well run now. Just get on up out of there and don't even let them, you know what I'm saying, plant their bags and lingerie and all that type of stuff in your
and look, I'll be hoping Flavius be wrong. Like, bro, we'll be patient, but you know, I'm paying attention, and then like 2 weeks later, bro, run.
Yeah, man, get up out of there. And part of me deep down inside sincerely wants to be like, I told you so, bro. But but I don't say that. I sacrifice. You gotta hold your tongue sometimes.
This Flavius right here. Yeah, man, bro. Yeah. And he gives that look.
You remember that one conversation we had, man? You said So I try to look at the bright side of it, like, because I don't want to distract him from running. I want him to keep his legs moving and get smooth up out of there. So I ain't got time to be like, yo, I was right. Look at me, attention might slow him down. So I gotta encourage him as he's running. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, remember that one conversation? And you was right. And thank God you didn't waste another day. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. I'm right here with you running. I've been running from the last one I was with. So we catching up to each other. But either way, it is a person of exceptional character or exceptional potential, but here's that but, lacking polish and refinement. A diamond in the rough is someone that is in the process. Your frustration is that people can't see your value in the process, and you don't know when it's gonna be over. You've been on it in the process so long, you didn't forgot when it started. You just know you out here now, and it's still going on, and your disappointment in others and how they deal with you is the fact that they cannot love you, they cannot respect you, they cannot see how precious you really are in the process. It says, but lacking polish and refinement. You haven't been refined yet. You still going through the fire. And you looking for somebody that can still see your diamonds while you're in the fire. And you're running out of people that you are really convinced can see who you really are. You're almost convinced that nobody knows who you really are. And when you feel that way, Ulysses, man, when you feel that way, y'all, you start trying to remind people and tell people about yourself and who you are, because you don't want to just be lost in the dark and forgotten, and you don't want the process that you have no control of. You've been asking God, you've been announcing at the church service, and this is the end, and God said He's gonna turn it around. You on year 3 of saying that. You really have learned that you have no control over the process. Just because it feels like the end doesn't mean it's the end.
Right.
And the people that cannot see your value in a period you can't control while you're going through the fire, you're trying to convince them that you're going to come out pure. You're trying to convince them all the pressure and everything that is taking everything from you is not a reflection of your potential. It's not a reflection of who you really are, your true character. But you have to find someone who can praise you in the middle of the process. And that's where the problem is. People, we are finding people who just cannot properly appraise us. And you can't say that I'm a good man just because yesterday I didn't show you I was a good man. But I've been a good man. You can see the good man I'm becoming. You say that you're done with me and everything because I yelled at you or cussed you out again. Some women to their men, I yelled and I cussed you out again, and I got triggered, and I know I said I would never do it again, but you acting like I can't change this, or just because I did it before, that means this is the last straw. You giving me ultimatums, fellas. Y'all giving women ultimatums for having an argument that you predicted. You knew it was coming because you knew it hadn't been long enough for her to change. And you're giving yourself credit for an easy call when you know that it's the process. And because we can't control that, bro, that's what causes people to tread on us as diamonds. Sometimes, you can't recognize a diamond in the rough, but you're seeing the potential. You're seeing the character. You just haven't accepted the process. You haven't accepted that what Ulysses said, what I say, what we say in the firm. You are and are becoming. everything that God intended for you to be. You are a sculpture. You are being sculpted still.
Yeah. I think and for me, the one thing that I've learned in this process, about enjoying the process, really is understanding what the value that God has placed in you. I've learned, and I'm learning the value that God has placed in me. God has made me to be a healer, right? Because God has blessed me with wisdom. He's blessed me with knowledge to counsel, to help people, words of wisdom, words of knowledge, discernment, prophetic, the whole nine. And so with that, and this is a moment of transparency, with that attracts broken people.
Mm.
It attracts broken people. And so the issue became for me was that I was attracted to broken people because they look good. And then not only am I attracted to broken people, but I also had the belief that I can help this broken person.
Do you have a timeline on them taking advantage of that help?
What ended up happening, and this is something that God had to humble me with, was that I was trying to play the role of God in their life. That I could help them. I'm the one that could X, Y, and Z. I'm the one that could A, B, and C. But yet God was like, no, you can't. You can help them based off of the knowledge, the wisdom that I give you. But you are not designed to just jump all into this whole relationship aspect. I placed you to help them, not to be involved with them. So God had to bring me to a place where it's like, and this whole idea of opposites attract, right?
Yeah.
Opposites attract, and find somebody who's opposite of you because blah blah blah. But in my job, in my position that I have, I've been doing a whole lot of interviews lately, hiring people, the whole process. And the wisdom that was given to me, that all of a sudden just clicked for me, bro, was when you interview somebody, what you're looking for is somebody like you. Somebody who works like you, somebody who's dedicated like you, somebody who's committed like you, somebody who has the work habits like you do. That's the type of person that you're trying to find. Then it just clicked for me like, why can't I find that in a relationship? Why am I busy trying to find somebody who talks more than I do because I'm not really much of a talker? Why am I busy trying to find somebody who's way more outgoing than I am because I'm an introvert by nature? When I should be finding somebody who's like me. Not because I'm conceited or I'm prideful or whatever, but it's because I know how God sees me, right? So you cannot be conceited. You cannot be prideful. Listen to me, you guys. You cannot be conceited, prideful, or anything else if you only repeat what God is saying about you. How can you think more highly of yourself than you ought to when you are repeating the very thing that God is saying about you? You can't. So get that out your mind, out of your mindset. Oh, I'm just a humble servant. I'm just a humble, I'm just being used by the Lord. Like God's looking at you like why are you selling yourself short right now? Stop selling yourself short for this whole perception of trying to be humble. That's false humility. But that's a whole other show for a whole other time. False humility. but
or a show that we already had. Go back and check.
Right. Go back in there. But and the last thing I want to say about this is this. When you begin to rise up in confidence of everything that God says you are, you don't have to worry about if a salesman is coming into your life trying to oversell their value, because your discernment will kick in. That check in your spirit will pop up. I hear you, but let's be patient. Let's wait this thing out. And as you do that, as you begin to see yourself the way God does, and that's a process in itself. So be patient with you. Be patient with you as you grow. Because as Flavius said earlier, we are as we are becoming. So this is just a process of knowing your value, of knowing your worth, of knowing who you are in God. That diamond in the rough, you have no idea the value of what you have inside of you. Why? Because if somebody blesses you with a gift, like y'all can't see it because of the green screen, but the gift itself cannot see itself. The gift itself cannot see itself. But the person who is looking at the gift, you can tell by their excitement. You can tell by their excitement. That's why it's so hard to see in ourselves what everybody else is seeing. Because it's hard to see ourselves as the gift. But when God shows you who you are, and he's been showing you, he's been telling you, believe it. The one thing that I always tell people, the hardest thing for a believer to do, Flav, is to believe.
Yes, sir.
And I'm done. I'm done, bro.
Man, we can agree to disagree. Sounds like a lot of people really do agree with a lot of aspects and things that we said today that were said on the show. Great comments, you guys. We could tell that you guys are really engaged in this conversation. You may be looking at this situation from a personal view, inside looking out, you're the diamond. Others don't appreciate you. Or for some people, maybe you're the person, diamonds have come into your life and you just didn't properly appreciate them. And you've been trying your best to recognize a good one next time they show up. No matter which one of those shoes that you may be standing in or experiencing, here's one of the common denominators about a real diamond is that diamonds are not cloudy. Diamonds are clear. And the more clarity that you have about someone else, the more clarification that you can gain along the way. Being clear and not cloudy, don't let me find out you used to preach after we spent the night 2-3 nights in a row in your bed. Tell me that before, and we may still get to that, but it may be at a different time. But don't make promises that you are already reformed, that you are already what comes out of the fire. Don't spend the time trying to convince me you are the result of your process while you're in your process. Just be clear about the process.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of what it may cost you. Don't be scared how many times you let yourself down and you said, I'm not going to do this again, and you do it again. Just keep getting up fighting. That may be the difference between somebody who throws in the towel and somebody who doesn't, is that they always have the same reaction. I got to stop this. I got to change this. I got to work on this. Maybe that's the conversation of the process because it's ongoing. You just might repeat some things about yourself or some experiences. Either way, it's clarity. Being clear about who you are and where you are, presenting yourself with clarity, not cloudy, hard to see through. I gotta sift through all the smoke. You like, that's glory clouds right there. That's glory clouds. You like, I don't know. Let me get through the smoke real quick. I don't know if that's glory or goblins. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're gonna figure it out. But clarity, getting clarity from God, being clear. That is a hallmark of a precious diamond. And I believe that it's not an advisory statement. You should see yourself. You should accept yourself as a diamond. You should accept yourself as a diamond in the rough. One day, God is going to put you exactly where He wants you to be, and nobody will ever deny or be able to deny before God that you're not what they are seeing. Until that time, you're in the process of getting there. Convince me in the process that it's worth being with you in the process. And stop trying to promise me the end result when you don't know when we're going to get to it. Be clear about today. And people might hold on to you longer up the road to see what the end is going to be, as they used to say in the church. Gonna go up the road a little bit and see what the end's going to be. But that's all I want to leave with you guys. The Bible did have a prophecy or prophetic word that said that now we see through the glass darkly, but then we will see clearly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what certain is. There's an appointed time for the visibility, but that doesn't mean that you can't have clarification in the process. Understand who you are, understand who you're dealing with, accept all the times that you got it wrong, some of the times when you got it right, but still couldn't hold on to it, and just keep on living. You're a diamond in the rough, and the process is worth it. What you're going through is worth it. That's what makes you firm in the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Bow. We in this. Listen, you got anything else to say, man, before we let the people go, man? We've had a great night tonight. I loved it. I enjoyed this tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Good. It was good. It was much needed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anybody else got anything you want to say or throw in the comment section before we get up out of here? If not, I hope y'all continue to have a great weekend. Trust that the process you're in, it'll be worth it for you and God. But that doesn't mean people can't enjoy you while you're in the process. I want people to enjoy me. I don't know if everybody's been enjoying me. Sometimes I'll be questioning. I don't know. Maybe I'm standoffish. Maybe I'm, elusive. Maybe I'm whatever I am. But at the end of the day, I'm in the middle of my process. So don't be judging me, and I won't judge you. You know what I'm saying?
No judge zone. Hashtag no judge.
Hashtag no judge zone. You know what I'm saying? When you're a diamond in the rough. But God's people are precious. And if you're one of God's people, then you're precious in His sight. So make sure that you go tell somebody else and tell a friend that you are tuned into topics and podcasts and conversations like this with your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses, right here on YouTube. And are we still on Instagram? Yeah, we still on Instagram because I'll be posting on Instagram.
Bro.
We still on TikTok?
Yeah.
We still on TikTok?
Still on
I be seeing activity there, but y'all don't be on there all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's for the youngsters. I'm on that Facebook, on that YouTube, on that Instagrams. But share our page with somebody. Let them know that we are social media presence that is in your little, you know what I'm saying, circle. Share us. We tuned in. For everybody else that's out there pushing into something new, we encourage you to keep going. Don't overthink it. Listen, we wouldn't be where we are today if we overthought it. You know what I'm saying? Don't overthink it. Just show up and do it. Don't try to interpret all of it. What's good and what's bad, just give it to the people. We want the diamond in the process, the one in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Give us that. Listen, you got it. Not that diamond, but the diamond from the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Ours is with our hands out, not our fingers connected. You know what I'm saying? Like them gold hands.
Like the Illuminati, like the Illuminati. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No. You see our hand. That's why I made sure that our hand gestures have no Illuminati symbolisms in them. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how they try to do you. Puerto Rican brother, black guy get together. Got to be some, you know. Well, we love y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Hope Sunday is good. And look out for more of what we got coming in store. Facebook and YouTube is where you can watch us live, but you can also share this, share the page, share the video, and watch it after the fact. Thank you guys for everybody who commented. Your comments may enrich the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a diamond in the rough out there. And tonight, we let them know, you know what I'm saying, that there is an appointed time to shine. Ain't that right? All right. What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Let's get it. Welcome to the F.I.R.M.
Oh, it's about to go down.
Set your schedule for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Saturday Nights Live for a time that's one of a kind.
Woo-wee. There's nothing off the table, no trolling. We go from politics to religion to relationships to whether or not you like crunchy or soft taco.
Woo! Forget about a love language. What about your love level?
Oh man, we excited for this one.
On all social media platforms.
So make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Fellowship in a righteous manner. That's the banner.
With your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses. We roll at
6 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.